Is there not a world that exists in which Donald Trump has done something illegal and people want the people not to follow that order? Is that possible?
They can't name one.
Okay.
The
Well,
murder of the Venezuelan people after the boats, killing people after the boats already been destroyed. That's a war crime and it's illegal in the United States. You can't do that.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
In the DoD's Law of War Manual, persons, including combatants, placed orders to combat may not be made the object of attack. 3. Persons who have been rendered unconscious or otherwise incapacitated by wounds, sickness, or shipwreck. Andrew, could you give us the legal reasoning why those shipwrecked narco guys were a legal target?
Well, they weren't shipwrecked. They were blown up.
What do you think shipwrecked means?
Shipwrecked means a ship wrecks on a reef.
No, that's not what it means. It means your ship has been rendered incapacitated. It could have been because it got wrecked, or it could have been it got blown up. The reality is that the people on the ship, even if they were enemy combatants, of which we have no proof of, by the way, even if they were, as soon as their ship has been rendered unable to perform any combat functions, and the people in the water, they have obtained.
Where does it say that?
Say what?
No.
You're a lawyer.
So,
what? I'm curious. I'm curious. Wait. No. Inform us. You're a lawyer. When there are words that appear legally and there are statutes, how would you figure out? How would you figure out what it actually means? What would you do? What would you look up?
Are you allowed to shoot enemy soldiers who are running away?
Yes.
Okay. So why is this any different?
Because they're shipwrecked. They don't have the opportunity. They're not running away. They're in water. They're shipwrecked.
What about soldiers who are running away? They're not attacking you at the moment.
Because soldiers that are running away are still considered part of combat. Fleeing is a military operation.
Right. Why would these people in the boats get the benefit of the law of warfare when they're not engaged in any recognized military force or warfare?
Because when you're not a fucking savage, that's how you conduct yourself as a first world country. Especially as a country that says that we don't exist under the Rome Statute because we're not signatories to the ICC. We have our own military courts that are supposed to hold our own behavior accountable. That's why stuff like Abu Ghraib and that's why stuff like Gitmo is not always on the up and up. Some of it we went after. So the answer is there is international customary humanitarian law where all of us agree that there are certain rules. You can't torture people. You can't you can't capture people. Well, I'm informing you since you apparently don't know anything about international law.
I'm unlikely to stay for 2 hours to get yelled at by Destiny. That's not a good use of my time. So if we could maybe have questions and answers and people have an opportunity to exchange views and positions, we don't have to agree, but we can inform the audience that way. Getting yelled at by Destiny for 2 hours isn't informing anybody.
I'll be nicer.